I'm Oliver Trevina in studio with The Hollywood Reporter, joined by this brilliant man, Byron Mann.
How are you?
How are you, sir?
I'm very well.
You good?
Excited to be here.
I'm excited because we actually decided to match today. We did this whole thing.
Yes.
Byron actually messaged me over a cardigan to say thank you for the interview before the interview took place. Because time travel and whatever else is going on in his world, he can do it. Well, when you live in between four cities, you just told me. 4 cities.
Yes.
Vancouver, LA,
Yes.
Beijing,
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. And he's here today. So grateful for that. And we want to talk about Altered Carbon.
Of course.
Which is this amazing Netflix show. Everyone's talking about it. I just had William Lee in here.
Yes.
So that was exciting.
Oh, awesome.
And you guys swap bodies. It's what you do. You're body swapping. There's flying cars. There's cyber gangsters. There's pretty much everything you would want for a sci-fi show is in that.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah. A lot of nice sex and violence.
And sex and violence. You got a couple of sexy scenes. I wasn't going to point it out, but you do. You're looking very in shape.
Yes, I recall now. Yeah, it's coming back to me.
Yeah, it's coming back to you. It's on a lot of ladies' minds. It's never left them. I can tell you that. It's there for sure. How do you get when you go into, because you're juggling projects? How do you go into a show like this? When you have to be so physically active and then fit, and you're always in training because your obviously resume has involved so much.
Yeah, action. Yes.
Action, right?
I tell you, I've been doing it for 20 years, and this show was probably the hardest, the staunchest in terms of training. I mean,
which says a lot.
It says a lot.
Right.
I mean, I was, look, earlier they said, you're not going to be wearing much in the show.
Right.
So I said, okay, whatever, and then I realized that, I'm actually topless for the entire first episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I had to train. I had to, they had me training with 2 personal trainers, and I was, I had to get big and I had to get ripped at the same time. So that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Eating constantly, to grow.
Right.
So every day from 9 to 10, it was like horror time. Basically it's nonstop. I would just be bending over at the end of the hour, just
It's a good thing you're in your 30s.
Yeah,
it's perfect. That's the lucky part, Byron.
Yeah.
when you get older than that, you're just in your 30s. It's Hollywood. It's fine. It's fine.
But I think at the back of our minds we were creating something that was of a high caliber.
Right.
So nobody knew how high it would be,
right.
but we would feel it. We would feel that it was something kind of very outside the box, very pushing the envelope kind of a show. So
and that adrenaline would just carry you through, I'm sure.
Yeah. So it was definitely the hardest show in terms of training that I've ever been involved
Right.
with. Yeah.
And also the script, because there's so much in it. There's so much happening.
Yes.
Going into a show like that, your mind's got to be so in it, I guess.
Well, at the beginning of the show, I before I started filming, I had to sit down with Lita Kalogridis, the creator of the show, and she wrote the first episode, and she created the show, and I had to sit down with her for a couple of hours, just ask her what does this mean?
Right.
What does this mean? And what is this? Who am I again?
Right.
And whose body am I again?
Right.
How many years have I been in this body?
Right.
All that kind of stuff. So just to get acquainted with the the terminology, with the world, with the mythology of the show. It's a lot,
And then you left that and went back with more questions, I'm sure.
I'm sure. The next day.
Yeah, the next day. And there's a lot of questions right now because no one quite knows season 2, what's happening.
Yes.
Do you know?
I don't know.
Do you know?
If I knew, if I told you, I would have to,
You'd be in trouble. You'd be in trouble. Okay. I'm not going to get any more info off you. I was going to try, but I know it's not going to happen. But I guess that's exciting when you're involved in something like this. That's, the story goes so many ways, and you kind of know because of the books and stuff like that. You don't know what's going to happen,
Yeah, I think, there's, as I understand, there's 3 books.
Yes, 3 books, and each one of them is different, correct?
Right, very different. So I think there's going to be departures. As I've heard. But again, it's not been greenlit yet.
Right.
So nobody really knows what it's going to be like. And, there's sleeves and stuff,
Right.
So.
And when you change something and adapt it for TV, you have that,
Exactly.
you can move it around a little bit.
Exactly.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, should you not be in season 2, you have plenty more going on.
Well,
Skyscraper with The Rock.
Yes.
Which is this huge blockbuster movie. I don't know if anyone saw the trailer during the Super Bowl, but obviously everyone saw the trailer because it was during the Super Bowl. It's a very exciting movie.
And he's a huge man too.
He's a huge man.
Yes.
He's a huge man in every way, in size, in success,
In heart.
in heart. There you go. There you go. He's got it all. He's the package. He's the package. I'd love to see you and The Rock actually do like a charity fight match. I don't know. I have this vision of you and The Rock just like going in an inflatable ring and just going at it with them, whatever they call them.
Right.
You know?
And zero gravity too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So you know what I'm talking about. We can
know.
make that happen.
I feel it.
Tell us about Skyscraper.
Look, it's basically Die Hard meets Tower
Right.
Infernal, set in the tallest building in the world,
Right.
and it takes place in Hong Kong,
Right.
which is ironically, and coincidentally, where I grew up in,
Right, right.
So basically he has his family's trapped in this building, the tallest building in the world, and he has
The
to
Pearl, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
and he has to climb up this building to save his family.
As he does that so easily.
Yeah, he does that in every movie.
Yeah.
So I play the chief inspector, the police, Hong Kong police, and I, try to figure. Initially, I think he's a terrorist, and then eventually I find out who he is, and then, I kind of, work together with him.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So looking back on your career, you think about Man with the Iron Fist, Street Fighter, Ryu. Was
Yeah.
my favourite, is my favourite, will always be my favourite. Yes, right? It's the best. It's the best. I'm going to have to get a clip of that after. Looking back, and then obviously now TV and movies,
Yeah.
how is each one different for you as an actor to be involved with?
It's a really good question. I started out, listen, I mean, the only reason I became an actor was because of movies that I saw when I was a teenager. Movies like, The Last Emperor, Black Rain,
right.
The French Connection, Serpico, like, wow, just amazing movies, So that's always all I want to do. And when I first started, I was doing Street Fighter and Crying Freeman and all these movies. And then it was fine. And then, I think today we're seeing really the amalgamation of television and or television / streaming.
Right.
And movies. I mean, the budget for an episode, each episode of Altered Carbon,
Right.
Altered Carbon is practically
Insane.
the budget of a movie.
Right.
So
Which shows. It shows on
You look
screen.
at the first episode,
Yeah.
it's like a movie.
Right.
We shot with 5 cameras, normally 2 cameras on a television show.
Right.
The first episode was shot with 5 cameras, and the camera they used was the Alexa 65, which is the camera they used for The Revenant. It's a large screen, IMAX kind of a camera, never before used on a television screen, ever. So,
Wow.
So
It's a fact. Yeah.
it's really melding, right? The
Right.
two
Yeah,
mediums. It's
yeah.
really becoming kind of a one thing.
Right.
And as we all know now, I mean, television lends itself to great storytelling.
Right, right.
Whereas movies, there are the Marvel movies, the superhero movies, and then there are the small independents.
Right,
There's
right.
very little in between now.
Totally.
So that space, I think, is filled in by television or streaming.
Right.
Yeah.
And being an actor that's, been around for so long now and consistently worked, like which is a tough part of Hollywood
Sure.
to find that consistency.
Sure.
How would you say this new media wave, when you mention streaming and that, is it helping actors? Is it better now because there's more platforms and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, everyone's busy.
Right.
I mean, if you're an actor,
Right.
if you're a director,
Right.
If you're a writer, you should be working right now.
Okay.
If you're not working, something's wrong.
I mean, to put it frankly.
There's literally 3 times the amount of jobs
Right,
available right now.
right.
I mean, before there was just ABC, CBS, NBC, and
Right.
Fox.
Right.
Exactly. Now it's Hulu. There's the cable.
Right.
HBO, Showtime. And then there is the streaming.
Right.
Hulu, Netflix. I mean, it's literally 3 times the amount of work that's available.
There you go.
So it's a good time, I think, to.
So
to
as
be an
Byron
actor.
says, if you're not working, go knock on some doors because it's there. It's there. But just go knock on the doors. Knock on his door. He'll be fine with it. Find you some work. I have 5 questions. 5
All right.
quick, easy questions.
All right.
THR's top 5. If you could have an action scene with anyone, who would it be?
I think it would be with Bruce Lee. I mean, that's a no-brainer. I mean, I would slaughter him, of course.
But of course,
but I want to see how much
my money would be on you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
I just want to see how long he would last with me.
Right. I think 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
If that.
So so that's that would be.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
It'll be Bruce Lee.
That'd be a good
without
one.
a question.
This might be the same answer. Favorite actor as a kid?
Oh, goodness. One of them is actually Richard Gere, and I had the privilege of working with him on a movie called Red Corner. And I still remember the first time I ever met him was in a room just to read the script with the director, and he was like half an hour late, so we were just waiting for him. And the minute he came in, you could feel his energy, palpable energy. It was like, wow, that's a movie star.
Richard Gere. Richard Gere. All the memories that are coming back in my head now.
Yeah.
I might watch a Richard Gere movie tonight.
Yeah.
At what point in your career did it feel like you were in this for the long haul? Was there a moment when you were like,
of course,
okay,
that's a really good question. I think once I started, I did this movie called Street Fighter, right? And that was like my first big movie, and that lasted for like 6 months, And of course, all the money I made, I just squandered it,
Yeah,
it was my first big one, right? And
as you should.
Right after that movie, I did another movie called Crying Freeman. And I was going, okay, this is actually really simple. I just do 2 or 3 movies a year, and then I'm okay. I can just save my money and just keep going that way. And it's like, oh, okay, this is what actors do. Okay, awesome. So that's the point.
That's the point.
That's the point.
Did you stick to it?
Yes, I did. But then I realized it was much harder than I realized.
Right,
It's like, oh, you actually don't get to work every single day of the year, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there could be months you're not working.
And when you're not working, you're spending money.
That's right, exactly. So work, save your money, keep working. Yeah. So
Byron's secret to life. There you go. Movie you watched as a kid that you wish you were in?
Oh, wow, that's easy. So remember this movie by Bernardo Bertolucci called The Last Emperor?
Yes, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
And The Last Emperor played by this wonderful actor, John Lowe.
Uh-huh.
Man, I was watching that movie in Oxford, England.
Okay.
Because I was, dating someone who was living there.
Right.
And I was like watching this guy. I was like, I can be that guy. Damn it. It shouldn't be me. I wasn't an actor back then.
There you go. Well, it was,
But, so, yeah.
you put it out into the universe.
Yeah, I said that should be me there. If I could do that for a living,
That's what
that
you
would
wanna
be a
do.
dream.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. And last, one word to describe your journey as an actor.
Wow.
Do we need anything else? Altered Carbon, this guy, Skyscraper, everything else is coming up.